I spent a full hour yesterday trying to convince folks who were bullish because Bitcoin was getting above the most important exponential moving average, the weekly 10. I spent a whole hour proving to people why mathematically you still assume down, because 3 exact things needed to happen in order for the probabilities to even be 50-50 to a coin flip. You can click this link right here if you want to see that video and skip to minute roughly 15 where I begin that journey of describing that, or I'll also link you to it at the end. So now that in late March and early April, Bitcoin did not move in the most probable ways, mostly because of the Fed meeting, and it created Bitcoin in the stock market to go down even though they're positioned to go up. So when Brainerd went on camera, it made everything go down even though there were no signals for going down, right? So, but recently, Bitcoin's been doing the most probable things, which is why my Discord alerts and YouTube, I guess, alerts, in terms of my most probable scenarios, have been money almost to the dollar. And it's not because I'm awesome. It's simply because Bitcoin has been behaving in the most probable way among the top 3 most probable. So because Bitcoin did not meet any conditions to even think anything bullish, and we still know what those conditions are, they haven't changed. Therefore, there are no bullish conditions to look at. All we need to do is look at how far this will go before it has a chance to then try to meet those same conditions again in the near future. So you don't even think about upside. If you see people on crypto Twitter, crypto YouTube saying, buy, what are you buying for the dip? What are you doing? No. This could go down a lot farther. There is no reason to be thinking to the upside. And I proved that to you yesterday, even before the drop happened. And guess what? It dropped, right? So all you need to do now is figure out what to look out for as things turn around, and make your best 3 most probable guesses on where things will turn around. That's what we're going to do in this video. So just like the game show, you can get the price right. Are you ready? Let's freaking go get it. Sorry, I keep bumping my microphone. It's probably been making noise. All right. In yesterday's video, we reviewed one of my Discord alerts that I gave 2 days prior, in which I said, when price was way down here, if the 1 hour Stokes can come all the way down, and the RSI and the moving average of RSI in the 1 hours gets hit, which you can't see the RSI here, Bitcoin will likely move either to the bottom or the top of this box, which I put first and second most likely rejection points, which is what happened. We covered that yesterday. I can get rid of this daily alert. And again, I gave that daily alert long before that move happened. Yesterday, all of yesterday's video, again, I'll link this to you at the end. And it starts at roughly minute 15, which I'll actually show you here in a second. It starts at right at minute 15 minutes. I made the video here trying to make everybody understand that you still assume down, because only one of 3 necessary conditions to get to a 50-50 coin flip, not even probabilities, to get to a coin flip hadn't happened. You needed 4 things to happen to get a 51 or better % chance, and I spent a full hour doing that. Let's take a quick second to see a very small clip, so just so that when you go to that video, if you didn't watch it yesterday, when I link you to it at the end, you know where to start. It's roughly at 15 minutes, roughly 5 seconds before 15 minutes. Let me move my ugly face over here, and let's get it. So it has been under it for 12 days. So for 12 days, I've been saying the same thing. Assume down until 3 things happen, okay? And I'm giving you a hint. Why has nothing changed, and why should we still, in general, assume down? Although your assumption of still down might be slightly less, but why is it that in Bitcoin analysis, you still have an edge of over 50% of short time frames, like 4 hour to 12 hour charts in general being bearish, and making a lower low lower than this one down here. All right, see that? So that was that lower low down there was about at let's say 40,900. So yesterday I said specifically in in mid to short term time frames, regardless of that pump you can see on the screen, there's a way over 50% chance it's going lower than that point within 4 to 12 hour candles, right? And so I tried to prove it to you from a mathematical standpoint. It's a really important video to watch. It might get slightly redundant, but it's on purpose because it's a difficult thing to understand for folks newer to crypto who still haven't accepted that making money over time is a game of statistics and probabilities. If you're somebody who, follows your Twitter girl, your VRA Twitter girls, Twitter, I almost said Twitter $2, VRA to $1. And, even though Trias and Veracity are awesome, Trias to 3 digits, no, that's not how you freaking make money. It's a game of statistics and probability. And 95% of people who have ever watched a crypto YouTube video or been on crypto YouTube don't it hasn't sunk in completely. That's why I spent so much time yesterday. And I'm not calling people dumb. It's rather, it took me like 3.5, 4 years to understand it too. And most of you haven't been around for 3.5, 4 years. So it's a time thing. It's not a stupidity or a smart thing. I'm not smarter than people. I've just been doing this for longer than the vast majority of people who turn on their phone to look at crypto Twitter or crypto YouTube, right? It takes a long time to understand. So hopefully if you watch that video starting at 15 minutes and you see what's happened, and remember that point that I circled this point right here. I said, so it's about 40,500. I said, it's more than 50% likely that within the 4 to 12 hour candles that are upcoming, it's going to go below that point. Guess what happened? Kablam. And so now back here though, in late March and early April, the third most probable thing happened. And therefore my top 2 most probable things did not happen because, and honestly, with my Discord community, I'm not making this mistake anymore. I wasn't paying attention to U.S. Federal monetary policy and their announcements. And I have a VIP named John. He's one of my veterans. He might come across as a conspiracy theorist or whatever. He's been trying to tell me for a long time, dude, you have to pay attention to when the Fed speaks. And you know what? He's freaking right. And so now we've created essentially a calendar of when probabilities of Bitcoin just go out the window, because it's all going to be depending upon what those Fed folks say on camera that are just going to wish-wash the market regardless of any signals. Your Bitcoin indicators go out the window. Your posturing goes out the window. It doesn't matter what Bitcoin and NASDAQ are doing. It matters what they say in some dates, and they're typically planned, right? So I did get things. I mean, I didn't technically get anything wrong back here because it was more probable. The things that I said that were most probable were the most probable if you didn't take into consideration some one person going on camera and dropping the whole market with saying, we're going to take a stronger approach to inflation, when that wasn't expected for her to say that, right? So I was correct with the idea that what was the most probable, but my mistake was I should have put that with a big grain of salt, saying anything most probable might go out the window depending on what the Fed says. So I did mess up back here, but most recently, because the Fed doesn't, and I'm not going to give you secrets, our community knows when the next Fed meeting and calendar and all that stuff is. There's Bitcoin until roughly late April should conduct the most probable scenarios for the most part, right? Okay, now, downside targets. This is something I went over in my VIP and Cryptillion and Crackhead calls last night, which we spent 3 hours on live calls, so a little bit for each tier here. We planned out the different tools, the 4 different structural tools that I've been using, because in choppy markets, as I've been trying to convince you, Stokes don't work very well, RSI's not working very well, MACD's not working very well, unless you're using like 5-day and above. Sure, those typically work pretty well, but even the 5-day Stokes, they've been stuck down at the bottom longer than they've ever been, and people keep thinking they're going to be crossing, and they still haven't, right? So they're getting tricky, but a lot of indicators, 2-day and under, which typically work really well, they're not working. Therefore, that's why I've been focusing so much on structural analysis, because it's getting things right almost to the damn dollar. It really, really is. All right. So yesterday we came up with these, and again, this is nothing secret because I've already given. My paid for Discord community did get this 24 hours before you all are getting it, which is important of it. But this is what we came up with. My master origin line at $40,400 at the time that Bitcoin was here, when we were making those live calls. I will take off my trading channel, put on my master origin line. No, it wasn't the master origin line. It was this line here. It was possible that, no, it said 40,400. Yeah. So the first area of interest where it could have bounced was 40,500. Zoom in. Where did it try to bounce? Look at it. Look at the candle closure. So the wick down, candle closure, where did that try to bounce? 40,440, $60 off. It did try to bounce, but it did not give a successful bounce. So again, these were the most likely areas of where Bitcoin will try to bounce, whether it successfully does it or not. And we did this methodically, specifically using structural analysis, because I promise you it's working better than any other one tool, even though I typically like EMAs better. But the monthly and weekly 10 EMA are still working, but just my favorite indicators aren't working on lower time frames above the, anything under the 5-day or weekly. All right, so structural analysis. So the master, I should have put master O line. That's the master O line. It's the trading channel of the master origin line. That was the first possible bounce point, and it did try to bounce there. So now we can X out A. The next highest one is the macro tilted range. So this is showing the most bearish thing. I'll skip to C. I'll take off my origin lines. I'll put on my macro tilted range. And again, these tools I'm showing you won't find anywhere else on crypto Twitter or crypto YouTube. I built these myself. They're working fantastically. No one else uses them. You will only find this content here. And you are more than welcome to, when I have the screen in a position where you can snapshot it, I recommend you pause it, snapshot it, and put this crap on your trading view, and watch my how to set up a chart video in my playlist, so that you know how to, in one click, make it disappear and reappear with what's called the object tree. I recommend you do this, okay? You can steal my information. Just don't try to be a YouTuber copying off of me and using my tools, but use it for yourself to try to make more money in crypto. Feel free to do it. Just take a snapshot when look, I'll go to the 8 hour, take this off, tilted macro range. Let's see, macro range tilt, get the crap out of the way, get this out of the way, and boom. And that's it. Take a snapshot of it and just make sure that all of these lines are perfectly parallel by how I've showed you in the past. You make one parallel line like this, and then you hold control on a PC or command on a Mac first, then you hover over the line you just drew and you drag it up, and the first line stays there and it copies the line perfectly parallel. Then you copy it again, and that's how you make these lines. I suggest you do it. Copy my stuff, take a snapshot and do it. Seriously, this is called the macro tilted range, and it goes back 16 months. And this tool was working the best, but right now in current price history, it's working the second best. All right. However, this tool right here, among all of the four most likely bounce points, this is showing the most bearish. It's saying the macro tilted range for C, if 40,500 breaks, which aligns with A, which was the master origin line trading channel, the bottom one, so it's only $100 off. So if that breaks, it's going to go straight down to 37,900. That's what this one tool says. So again, I'm using 4 major tools. The one that gets things right the most is B, and I haven't showed you that yet. Okay, I haven't showed it to you yet. And the last 2 months, it's been getting things better than anything. However, there will be a change where the macro tilted range starts working the best, or the non-tilted range starts working the best. It won't. What works best, it does ebb and flow. So take this with a grain of salt. But it's like a trend. It is the trend until it isn't. The trend is up until it isn't. As stupid as that sounds, it is true, and it's one of the most valuable things you could ever learn, even though it sounds really, really stupid. This is when I need to start finishing up my video. I have my alarm set because I have a VIP live chat here coming soon. All right, so let me get my big, ugly face off of here. All right. Now, so since we already know on C, 40,500 broke, this is 40,500 on this. It says if it breaks, here's the next stop, 37.9. And it looks like it's going to hit, folks. It looks like this chart's going to get it right. However, there is a potential saving grace where it maintains a roughly higher low structure still, because what has been working a little bit better than this is, in fact, the quarterly trading channel. The trading channel established like this, and it's better to use it like on the 1 hour chart and zoom your screen in to where the January 20th drop is on the very left. And again, feel free to, even if you're not on my Discord, I don't care. You're a freeloader like I was for 4 years on YouTube learning crypto. I welcome freeloaders. I'm here to help you analyze Bitcoin better so you can make more money in crypto and you don't get screwed. Take a snapshot of this. Do this for yourself, and then save it in an object tree. And again, if you don't know how to do that, go watch my tutorial. It's 28 minutes long in my playlist on my channel, how to set up a chart so you can go like this, and you can go here, then you can do this one, then you can do this one, then you can do this if you want, all this stuff. It's very important to do. All right, so trading channel this is the quarterly trading channel. Well, actually, you know what? It did break. It actually broke it. So this was saying at the time here, since it still was probably going to break below here, even before it came down, like I showed in yesterday's video, it looked like this could have been the bounce point at 39.9, and then the next bounce point, if that breaks, the next bounce point is 39. So somewhere between 39,000 to 39.9. So since 39.9 is already broken, which coordinates with the first two I showed you, which was roughly 40,000, like 400 and 40,500. Well, 39.9 is only about 400, 500, 600 bucks off, right? So they're all aligning pretty similarly. So now that this is broken, it's like an 80% chance. And again, I don't want to say really high percentages, right? Because anything can happen, right? Some financial news could happen, monetary policy, they say, oh, we're not raising rates at all. We're just going to let inflation fly. And then NASDAQ index just flies and Bitcoin goes to 60K. That could happen, right? But it's an extremely high chance that Bitcoin's getting ready to hit 39K even. And it will try to do some bounce there. It'll, might wick past, close a candle, go like this, and then maybe head lower. But there's going to be some type of activity there, at least for about, between, I would say, 1 to 4 hours. There's going to be some type of battle there, whether it recovers or whether it just battles and fails it. So 39K right now is an extremely likely area, and Bitcoin is extremely likely to come straight down another whole percent before it even has a chance to take a bounce. Because this quarterly trading channel is getting things perfectly. And look what it did. And and for my people in my YouTube tier, I just uploaded the best live Discord thing I ever did. And I had a Cryptillion take this trade. He really hadn't ever traded before, but since he was using I now opened up something on my Discord for all tiers called the futures channel. Where the hell is it? Right here. It's open. So it says all tiers right here. So with a little guidance with people that are in higher tiers, and it's not team leaders who help out, but people who can help out people with less experience. He was really scared to take this trade using the chart he knows works the best, because I tell everybody this chart's working the best. And I've been saying he saw it go above the weekly 10, hit that point. He took a trade exactly there and was like 25% in profit almost immediately. I mean, within hours. And we spent a long time. So for the crypto, even the lower tier, the loyalty tier, I made that available to you because it's so important, and on how to manage that trade in different ways. And so, yeah, you might want to watch that if you're part of the of one of the YouTube tiers. And if you haven't checked that out, folks, there's a join button right below all my videos. If you click it, a short, like 2-minute video will pop up telling you what it's about and what you'll get with the very low price if you just don't like online communities. If you like online communities and you're an altcoin hodler and you want to do research on altcoins, or if you want to day trade, or if you want to swing trade, for all three groups of people, I would probably wait till May 1st to check take serious action on checking out my Discord, because I'm revamping. Prices will be different and more favorable with add-ons. But just remember, it's in the description section of all my videos. And the important thing about that is, no matter what type of coiner you are, so not a no coiner, but a coiner, a Bitcoin person, or if they're just, we don't allow Cardano people in the community, though. I'm just joking. Cardano people are allowed, because Cardano's fun to trade. It's a great chart to trade. I don't like the project, but I like making money off of trading it, because it's very volatile and it's fairly predictable. Anyway, whether you're a hodler and you don't care about clicking around with your money once a month, whether you're somebody who wants to click around swing trading, 2 to 10 trades a month, or if you want to take 10 trades a day trading, I have set up so that no matter what day it is, you have a group of people doing the same thing with the same interest, so you can have a hive mind and get better ideas, because 20 minds are better than one. So you can have guidance, just like my Cryptillion who took that trade here. That's kind of how he did it. He got with a group of people, and even though this was scary as hell for him to take this amazing trade, because he doesn't trade very much, he took it, and now his first trade ever, just by listening to analysis and getting in that futures group available to all tiers with a little guidance, his first trade was massively successful, and it was an extremely highly probable trade, flying over the weekly 10 without using it as support, going up to that trend line on the trading channel that's working the best. That was that was probably a 75 to 80% likelihood of a good trade. Extremely likely, right? And he got it. I walked him through. And so, anyway, on that video, I walked him through how I would manage that trade, where to take profits, how much of the profits to hold on to, and walk stops down, all that stuff. Anyway, so for the Discord, there is something for everybody, not just traders, but for altcoin hodlers, for people who hate futures because you never want to get liquidated. You only want to trade spot. Well, I have a group leader here. Okay, she is like the spot trade queen, and that's what she does if you don't want to do futures. I literally have something for everybody on here. Even if you don't want to trade, we have all sorts of groups that do research on altcoins. All right, so that's my spiel on that. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter, Costas Verdes with the number 2 afterward, because I was stupid. I already owned Costas Verdes, but I forgot, and I created my channel. I created all the content on Costas Verdes 2. So Costas Verdes 2 is my Twitter, and I do a bunch of altcoin and Bitcoin updates alike. All right, so I think I've only covered 3 tools. I got to go really soon here. Where is my darn thing? Okay. Quarterly channel, yeah, so 39K is like an 80% chance of being hit, like really, really soon. The macro range, that's not tilted. So I said, if it can hold 41,200, which is where it was when I made that video and did the live calls. If it can hold, then it has permission to move up to 44. But if it can't hold that, then that is saying it's going to hit 38,250, which aligns pretty closely to B, the one that works the best, which says it's going to hit 39. So because B and D are close, and B has the highest hit rate, what this is indicating, and watch this, tomorrow, I might come back and say, I told you so, or I could be wrong. We'll see. But this is an important moment I'm about to show you. Because this fourth tool works well, but not as well as the quarterly trading channel quite yet, the non-tilted macro range says that because it already broke, the next stop is here. Right there is 38,250. So what's probably going to happen here, the most probable, and I'm not going to do the top 3 most probable today because I just gave you a whole bunch of targets. But if I had to make one single guess that is a stronger guess than any other guess, doesn't mean it has a 70% chance of happening. It just means it might have a 30% chance of happening, and no one other guess has a better than 30% chance of happening. Do you see what I'm saying? If I had to guess, it's going to wick down to this level to 38,200, then try to come back up to the 39, and then start wiggling around and try doing something like this. Whether it ends up recovering or failing, I don't know and I don't care. I just want to know where I start being interested in hedging bets for longs or shorts at that time. And that is mixing tool number 4 with the tool that works the best at 39. So it's probably going to wick to 38.2 if I had to make one guess. And then it's going to try closing hourly or 4-hour candles around 39K and then wiggling around. So this is the non-tilted macro trading channel that dates back 16 months. This was the point of control. Had it held it, it could have come up here, but it didn't hold it, obviously. Therefore, it needs to hit this line, and I'm going to take this off, put back on the tool that's been working the most, and that means it's going to wick below here, and then it's going to try to get back above this line. Something like this will happen, and I will save that text and this path in a group, and I will put it as YouTube guess 422. And I'm showing you how to use the object tree, and then I can pull the text up in there, make it small, and then watch. And then both of these will disappear when I hit the eyeball. So tomorrow, we'll see how close this was. Am I guaranteeing you that's what's going to happen? No. But what I am telling you is that is, among all of the 4 different guesses that I've been saying, that is the one that has the highest statistical probability of happening, okay? Dip down to 38.2-ish, 38.1 maybe on a wick, but then 4-hour candle closures or 1-hour candle closures try to get back up to 39, 39.1, dance around. Whether it recovers or dips from there, I don't know and I don't care. But in the short-term time frame, that's what's going to happen because we don't care about upside. We don't care. There's no validation. There's no reason to be bullish. There is no reason because the conditions for being even like 50% coin flip bullish haven't happened yet. It had the chance and it failed, right? And so we'll revisit this tomorrow. And again, click this video right here. If you missed my yesterday's video, start at minute 15 and you'll learn how things are statistics and probability. I swear it'll make your crypto journey more profitable if you watch it. Click this video right here if you want to learn how to set up a chart with a hyper efficient Tradingview tutorial that I built just for folks new to crypto, so you can understand everything I'm saying and other analysts on YouTube. Just got Timified Worldwide. Peace the heck out.